Ministerial statements. Member statements.
The honourable member for Calgary Edgemont has a statement to make.
It has been 302 days since the 2023 election. As we approach the first anniversary of this election, it's important to take stock, pause, and see what the government has done since the election on May 29th. Let's start with the promises that they have kept. Okay, well now that's out of the way, let's get to all the promises that they've broken. The Premier promised a permanent income tax to Albertans, but sadly that promise crossed the floor as soon as the ballots were cast. The Premier promised to make life more affordable, but then set out to impose a $430 million tax on Albertans later this week. The Premier promised that South Edmonton Hospital, but now tells Edmontonians to head on down the highway to Red Deer for hospital care. The Premier promised to build schools, but that promise didn't last as long as the Premier's commitment to the Wild Rose Party. The Premier promised that health care was out of the crisis, but then introduced motel medicine and has left 30 communities experiencing disruptions to health care. The Premier promised that there would be no pension plan or provincial police force, but then immediately brought them back as soon as she thought Albertans weren't looking. She didn't promise to work so hard to get herself better gifts or give her friends or insiders a pay hike, but those are among her top priorities. But while the Premier breaks the promises made to Albertans made 302 days ago, there is something else that happened 302 days ago. Alberta elected the largest opposition in its history. 38 dedicated Alberta NDP MLAs who will hold this Premier to account for all their broken promises and who will in 2027 be part of the government that Albertans can actually trust to do what it promises.